What's going on, Freedom Fit family? It's Shad here with another video. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on. And today's topic is very important because it's very popular for the understanding of the Bible to be misconstrued, to be confused, to be distorted. And not only distorted, but then popularized. And then people subscribe to a certain perspective and wonder why in their lives they don't see the fruit, they don't see the results, they don't see the change in their life. They see the same thing that they saw when they were in the world. And they could still be in the world thinking they're out the world, and now it's a whole conundrum, right? Because based on our actions, how we live our lives, is how we know if we're of the world or if we're of God. And we know that a friend of the world is an enemy to God, right? So we have to completely dispel this misunderstanding of what faith actually is. And I'm here to tell you that you are actually saved by your works, by the things you do, right? And for some reason or another, depending on who's listening, that could sound blasphemous, that could sound crazy. You know, Christ already did the work for us, all that different stuff, right? All these things that are popularized to make you feel good, but not see the fruit in your life, right? So let's start with Ephesians 2:8, right? And it says, "For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God." Oh, so not of myself. So what's the gift of God means that I'm good, right? It's not my action. I have nothing to do with the process of being saved, right? Notice I said process because there's no once saved, always saved, right? If so, how can there be a thing such as backsliding, right? How can you be the dog returning to his own vomit, right? As it says in 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 22. Let's break this down to make it make more sense. First of all, what does grace mean by definition? Grace means favor. A lot of the time people use the word grace as if it's synonymous with mercy, right? Grace means favor, right? Faith, if you look at the Hebrew word of what faith means, the Hebrew word is emunah, E-M-U-N-A-H. You could look it up. See, on the Western side of the world, we were taught to understand faith as putting everything in God's hands. But even if you read the Bible, God says, if you draw near to me, I draw near to you. When you look at the definition of emunah, you will see that it is your actionable support unto God. Faith by its concrete definition, because the Tanakh, the so-called Old Testament, was written in Hebrew, right? When you look at the word emunah, which is the Hebrew word for faith, it's your actionable support to God. So it's the footwork you're putting in. It's the things you're doing every single day to show I'm supporting God. In my lifestyle, the things I do every day support God. I'm adding to his kingdom by my lifestyle, right? So now let's read this in proper context. So I'm gonna exchange the word grace with favor, and I'm gonna exchange the word. I'm not gonna exchange the word faith. I'm gonna just say what it really means, which is your actionable support to God, right? So let's read Ephesians 2:8 again. "For by favor are you saved through your actionable support unto God, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God." So you might say, yo, Shad, I hear what you're saying, the first part, but the second part, it says clearly, it's not of ourselves, it is the gift of God. Okay, let's go to Romans 12, 6-8, right? This is Paul speaking. "Having then gifts differing according to the grace or favor that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy, according to the portion of faith, or ministry, let us wait on ministering, or he that teaches on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence. He that showeth mercy with cheerfulness." So by reading those verses, we can understand that grace, meaning God's favor, is how you get the gifts of God. Maybe your gift is to prophesy, right? Maybe your gift is to teach. Maybe your gift is to minister. There's a lot of other spiritual gifts. You didn't get that by your own doing. You got that from the Most High God. That is the favor. Now, guess what your faith is? You working in that gift, because that's your actionable support to God. So he gave you the ability to do the thing that will glorify him. Your job from that point on is to be his actionable support within that gift. So let's go back to Ephesians 2:8. For by favor, grace, are you saved through your actionable support unto God. Faith, right? And not of yourselves. What's not of myself? The grace I was given, the gift, right? Because through God's grace, we're giving these gifts, or we're given these gifts to labor for his kingdom, to glorify him, to magnify him, right? So once I have that ability, it's my job now to put the footwork in to put that ability into great use, just like the parable of the talents, right? The person, or the three different people who received talents, and two did what they had to do with it, the other one hid it, and he was a slothful, wicked servant, right? So the grace is how you even got the gift, and now your actionable support is you living out that gift, exercising that gift, using that gift to now glorify God. So let's read Ephesians 2:8 in proper context. For by favor are you saved through your actionable support unto God, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. It's the gift of God that you have these abilities that you need to exercise, which was covered in Romans 12:6-8. Why else would Christ say, by their fruits you will know them, right? If faith has nothing to do with action, how can Christ tell me that by their fruits you will know them? By what they produce, by what they do, right? What's in the heart comes out the mouth, which means that what's on the inside is going to reflect outside. So when people say, oh no, God knows my heart, pretty much saying they don't have to do action and they don't have to change their lifestyle. God knows my heart. Yeah, he does. And I know it too. How? Because I'm looking at your fruits. Because a wicked tree can't bear good fruit, and a good tree can't bear wicked fruit. So there's no such thing as you're really righteous inside, but all the things outside show the world. All the things outside of you, all the things you're producing show sin. There's no such thing. So God does know your heart, but what does he know about your heart? Is he pleased with your heart? Is your heart reserved for him? Because a perfect heart expresses obedience, as we see through Abraham and Noah, right? And I'll give you another one. James 1:22-24. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man, beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. So if you hear the word and you don't do it, you're just revering yourself. You're just vain looking at yourself in the mirror. And you just go back to doing what you used to do, what you know how to do, right? So we have to understand that. If you're not putting in the footwork, if there's no action, if there's no measurable proof of the God that you serve, then you don't serve God. It's not about, I just love him in my mind. I have an idea of loving God that is not reflected in my lifestyle. You know what that would be? That would be when Christ says, these people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Because again, your heart would show the action. What's in the heart comes out the mouth, right? When you are of a perfect heart, like David was, you're going to do all the things of God's will, right? So, you know, hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying. But to close out, I'll read these couple verses. And this is James 2:14-18. What does it profit, my brethren, though a man say he has faith and has not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding you give them not those things which are needed to the body, what does it profit? So if someone comes to you and says, I'm hungry, I'm cold, I don't have anything, and you say, go ahead and keep walking and be warm, but you didn't give them a blanket, you didn't give them food, what did that profit them? That profited them nothing. That's exactly how a person is if they saying that they love God in their mind, but the action doesn't show, right? And that's why he says in verse 17, even so faith, if it has no works, is dead being alone. Because faith is amuna. Faith is your actionable support unto God. And if the faith that you say you have has no works, it's dead being alone. Okay? Lastly, yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show you my faith by my works. Right? Faith isn't only just placing all responsibility on God. Yes, we all who really believe in God, we all have had a spiritual experience that makes us know the Most High God of the Bible is real. So we're not going to act like there is no such thing as God revealing himself and showing you his power, showing you who he is, showing you he exists. But once that's the case, because you know that, now it's your part. Now it's your time to be accountable, right? Now you have to be an actionable support unto God. So I hope this video blessed you. If it did, like the video, share it with someone else, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your post notifications. I thank y'all for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Freedom and truth.